Hello students, this is Nita Shetty, Assistant Professor, Department of CSC, HIT Mangalore. So in today's session, we'll be discussing that SSOS laboratory program. So that is System Software and Operating System Laboratory Program. The subject code is 17 CSL67. Okay. So we'll be discussing the third program. According to your syllabus, the program number is 3. Okay. The question is design, develop and implement YAC or C program to construct predictive or LL1 parsing table for the given grammar. Okay, the given grammar rules, they given the grammar. The grammar is A gives ABA, so that is the first production. Second production is B gives BB, and one more production is B gives epsilon. So you can look at the grammar here. A gives ABA, B gives BB, and B gives epsilon. Okay, so there are 3 production given in the grammar. And after constructing LL1 parsing table, we need to pass the string. Okay, the given string is, the given input string is $. So in theory, in module 4, we have studied about different parser. So a parser is basically classified into 2 types. One is top-down parser, one more is bottom-up parser. So on the top-down, there are a different category, and in that one category is LL1. That means in top-down, there are basically 2 types. One is a predictive parser, one is a non-predictive parser. Under predictive, we have studied LL1 parser. And so we have solved so many problems. We know how to construct LL1 parsing table. So in order to construct LL1 parsing table, we need to know 2 important functions, that is first and follow. So we have already covered this in theory concept, in theory class. Okay. So in theory session, I have already covered this LL1 parsing table. So today we will discuss a program related to the LL1 parsing table. So in question they give an optional. You can write a YAC program or you can go for C program. So here I will be discussing the C program. Okay, it is quite simple to understand. So I am explaining the C program to construct LL1 parsing table. So okay, now let us look at the string. So the string is A gives ABA, B gives BB, and one more is B gives epsilon. So now let us construct the parsing table. Then I'll come for the explanation for this program. Okay. So let us see the parsing table, how to construct the parsing table. So let me show the parsing table. So parsing table is, so how what does the parsing table contains? Okay. I mean how to construct the parsing table. So you can see here. So this is a predictive parsing table. So a parsing table has, you can see the rows and columns. So here I have written the column heading is A and B. Okay, there are 2 rows. That is, it contains 2 variables. See, this is a given grammar, right? A gives ABA, B gives BB bar epsilon. So here in given grammar, so how many variables are there? There are 2 variables. So that is A and B, right? So here I have written that variable A and B. So in a given grammar, how many terminals are there? There are 2 terminals, that is A and B. Epsilon is also terminal, but I already told in predictive parsing table we are not writing that epsilon in the table. So instead what we need to write is always the string should end with a $. So here in terminal I am writing A, B and $. Okay. See, A and B are there in the given grammar. Epsilon is there, but I am not writing it in a grammar, I mean in a parsing table, but we need to end the input with the $. So I am writing A, B, $. And how many variables are there in the given question? There are 2 variables, A and B. So I am writing A and B. Okay, now look at the production. A gives ABA. A gives ABA. Okay. So here where to place this production? A gives ABA. So here ABA, what is the first? So the first is A, right? So in this production, so the starting is the terminal small letters A. So I am writing it under A. So A gives when A gives A, what production we are writing? ABA. Okay. So next is B gives BB. So B gives BB. Since in the production the starting symbol is a terminal, so on the terminal B I am writing B gives B. Okay. So one more is B gives epsilon. Okay. So we try this production B gives epsilon. Since B gives epsilon, whenever a variable gives epsilon, we need to write in the follow of left hand side variable, right? So we need to write that B gives epsilon in the follow of left hand side variable. So in this, what is follow of B? So follow of B, look at the grammar. What is follow of B? So who is following B here? A is following B, right? So follow of B is small letter A. So here under small letter A, look at the row. I'm in the second row B. So under column A, I'm writing a production B gives epsilon. Okay, that means B gives epsilon. I can write B gives epsilon. I'm just writing epsilon. So it is understandable. That means means when B gives A, the production is epsilon. Okay, so here after B there is nothing, so follow of left hand B is A. Okay, so to understand this, please go through my YouTube link, that is first and follow session link. Okay, then you can understand this. Okay, so since we know first and follow of this grammar, we have constructed the parsing table. And one more thing, so they are given the given grammar string A, B, B, A, okay, and you need to parse that string using the parsing table. Okay, so now how to parse the string? So say input is A, B, B, A, and always the input should end with the dollar. Okay, and stack I'm putting a starting symbol A, capital letter A is a starting symbol, so dollar. Okay, so now how to parse the given string? Say A gives A, so A gives A means you replace A by A, dollar. Okay, so now the starting symbol is A and A, it is similar, we need to cancel that A and A. After cancelling this A and A, remaining is BA dollar, BBA dollar. So when B gives B, when B gives B, BB, so I am replacing it by BB. Okay, so here see here when B gives B, we need to replace it by BB. So here there is an A. Okay, so next again it will get cancelled, so it is BA. Okay, so again it is BA. Next again here B gives B, again it is BBA. Okay, so here A was missing, I will just include that BBA. So BB get cancels. Next is BA dollar. Okay, so here BA dollar. So when BA dollar, B gives A means epsilon, so it is A dollar. Okay, A dollar. So here also it will be an A dollar. Okay, A dollar, and when we A cancels, so remaining is dollar. So when it is dollar, that means we have successfully parsed the given string. Okay, so, and again this concept also I covered in my theory session class, that please refer my YouTube link, that is first and follow link. So there on I will explain the parsing. Okay, so here once again explaining. So here we need to start with the starting symbol, then we are seeing what production A gives A, and we are just replacing it when the top of the stack and top of the input is same, we are just eliminating that input. Okay, we are eliminating that character. So next we are continuing. See here A and A, we are eliminating that A and A. So here BA dollar, BBA dollar, and BB. So just looking at the table, we are passing this string. Okay, so let me show the output of the program. So this is output of the program. So output is, you can see here the grammar. First it will print the grammar. A gives ABA, B gives BB, B gives epsilon. Okay. So next it will print the predictive parsing table. You can see here AB dollar. Okay, it is in the same row. You can give a slash in the program, so it will come in the next line. A gives AB, B gives epsilon dollar, and stack input. So here you can see here the input have passed in another way. So I can print the output in this way also, what I explained earlier. So I can print this table, or if it's small changes you can see here. The see here input begins with ABBA dollar, and the stack I have not insert starting symbol. So directly I am not printing it A, you can print it here. Okay, that means you can add it in the statement. Okay, so ABA. Next time same thing, you can finally dollar success. Okay, so this is the output for the program 3. Okay, so now let's trace the given program. I have already here displaying the program. So let me go line by line. So let me explain how to construct the predictive parsing table and how to parse the given sentence using the program. Okay, so as I am explaining C program, and you always know, right, the program always begins with the header file #include stdio.h. Okay, program begins with #include standard input output.h, and we might need some string function also. Okay, so I am using a header string.h, and some library, I need some external library. Okay, or later you can add this. So I am including stdlib.h. Okay, so now I am declaring 3 arrays. Okay, please try to understand this. I need 3 arrays, and look at the first array. The array is of type character, and this is 2-dimensional array. Okay, we know that array it can be a 1-dimensional, 2-dimensional, 3-dimensional array. So here you can see production 3, 3 and 15. That means there are 3 rows and 15 columns. So array name is production. And for this production array, so I am inserting the input, that is A gives ABA, B gives BB, B gives epsilon. So let me show that production array. So this is a production array. Okay, so you can see here. So this is a production array. So here there are 3 rows and 15 columns. So and I have inserted the character A gives ABA, B gives BB, B gives epsilon. Okay, and one more next array is a table. Okay, so here you can say it is three dimensional. Okay, so table 2 3 3. So what is the meaning here? We have two array, I mean there are two tables and each table dimension is 3 rows 3 columns. That is the meaning. Okay, so there are two array and two array contains 3 rows 3 columns. So here I have given the index like table 2 3 3. So there are two arrays and each array contains 3 rows 3 columns. Okay, please try to understand this, students. Okay, table 2 3 3 means there are two arrays and each array contains 3 rows 3 columns. So let me show you here. So the table, there are two array table and each table contains 3 rows 3 columns. So 3 rows 3 columns. So this is a table array. So now I am inserting some character. Okay, I am inserting some data for that array. What data I am inserting is, so first array I am inserting A, B, A, then null, null, and here I am inserting epsilon, B, B. Okay, so let us insert here, see here. First contains A, B, A here for this table. Next is null string, null string. Next table I am inserting epsilon and B, B, and here it is null. So now how to read this dimension? So this is the first table, this is the second table. So first table is indicated by table 0. So this table is indicated by table 1. So this is table 0's 0th row 0 column. So this is table 0's 0th row first column. So this is table 0's 0th row second column. So this is table 0's first row 0th column. So this is table 0's first row first column. This is first row second column. This is third row first column, third row second column, third row third column. Okay, so here how to refer this index? 0 0 0. This is 0 0 1. So this is 0 0 2. Okay, this is 0 1 0, 0 1 1, 0 1 2. So here it is 0 2 0 0 2 1 0 2 2. So similarly how to refer this? So this is second table and here this is indicated by 1, table 1. This is indicated by table 0, this is indicated by table 1. So here 1 0 0 1 0 1 and 1 this is 0 0 0 1 0 2. So it is 1 0 2. Okay, so here this is 1 1 0 1 1 1 1 1 2. Okay, so this is 1 2 0 1 2 1 and 1 2 2. Okay, so this is how we are referring the each index. Okay, so this is a 3-dimensional array. 3-dimensional array means here there are two tables and each table contains 3 rows and 3 columns. That is the meaning. Okay, so there is one more. Let me go back to that program here. I was explaining the first part. Okay, so I showed what is production array and table array. So there is one more array. That array name is size array. Okay, so what is this size array? Size array contains 2 row 3 column. Okay, size array contains 2 row 3 column. So this is a size array which contains 2 row 3 column, and I have inserted element for this size array. Elements are 3 0 0 1 2 0. Okay, so you can see here here you can look at here 3 0 0 1 2 0. So these are the elements which I have entered for the matrix, for the array size, 2-dimensional array size. And also I need one variable n, so I am declaring that variable n, it is an integer variable. Okay, next I need an array S, 1-dimensional with 20 space, and I need a 1-dimensional array stack with 20. Okay, that means I can put 20 elements, maximum 20 elements. So this is how these are the requirements I need for the program. So I have declared so many arrays. With 2-dimensional array, declared 3-dimensional and some 1-dimensional array, and I need some variable n. Okay, so let me start with the program. Let me go to the main part. So this is a function display. I'll come to this part later. So let me go to the main part. Okay, so now what does main look at the first line of the main. Okay, so in main I am declaring a variable I, j, k row column. Okay, and I need flag also, flag equal to 0. Okay, so first I am printing the grammar S. Okay, look at the printf statement, the grammar is. So next, after printing this grammar is, I am printing a production array. Okay, so look at the for loop, I equal to 0, I less than 3, I plus plus. So I am printing what? I am printing a production array. So I will go to that production array. What does my production array contains? Production array contains A, B, 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 and B gives epsilon. Okay, so I am printing all those things here in my production array. So first production 0 it will print, next production 1, hope everyone knows how the for loop works, I equal to 0, I less than 3, so it is production 0, next I increments, so production 1, next production 2. Okay, so it will print all the production arrays. Okay, so that means it will print all those 3 statements. Okay, next printf the predictive parsing table. So it will print the statement predictive parsing table. Okay, and after that it will print the heading. Okay, row heading is the column heading is AB dollar. Okay, so let me show the output. So it will print the predictive parsing table. Next it will print AB dollar. Okay, A, B and dollar. Okay. Next, okay, so it will print AB dollar. Okay, next printf one line. Okay, now let we'll go to the for loop. For, look at here, for I equal to 0, I less than 2, I plus plus. Okay, so for I equal to 0, how to, for first we'll initialize I equal to 0. So next we'll check the condition whether I is less than 0 is less than 2. Okay, so go here, if I equal to 0, print A. Okay, now obviously I equal to 0 initially, so print A. So when you print here, so where it will get print, look at the output, so it will print this A, print A. Okay, so next, okay, I'm not coming for this else part because I equal to 0. Okay, now for j equal to 0, 0 is less than 3. So print the data what is there in the table ij. Table ij means I is 0, j is 0. So table 0, 0. Okay, so it will print the data from table 0, 0. Okay, so 0, 0, 0 is here. So next we'll print the data 0, 1. Next we'll print the data 0, 2. Okay, that means it is printing A, B, A. So you can see here it is printing A, B, A. Okay, so it is printing A, B, A. Okay, so next the printf slash n. Printf slash n, again go increment I equal to 1. Next it will print B, next parsing table it will print B, and it will print the data from the table. So it will print the data what is in the tables epsilon and BB. So you'll get the table like this ABA. Sorry, actually this should come in the next line. Okay, given the printf the screenshot, see here, this B should come in the next line. Okay, so it is B here, epsilon and BB. Okay, so we are printing the content what is there in the table. Okay, so this is how we are printing. So we are ending the for. Hope students this is clear. So here what I did, I just printed what is the grammar. I am printing predictive parsing table. Okay, how to print the predictive parsing table? By taking the data from the table array, and here I am printing printf A. When I initially to print A, okay, then I will increment, it will print B, and it will take the data from the table and will print the data. Okay, so this is the first part. Okay, so let us continue. Next, printf enter the string. Okay, so now you need to enter the string. Okay, so where to enter the string? Enter the string in array. Yes, so you can see here actually this is 20 array, but I'm not showing that 20 space here. I am just inserting, see here scanf, I'm reading the string. What is the string? A, B, B, A. Okay, so here you can see this, assume this is an S array. I'm storing the data A, B, B, A. Okay, here so after that we concatenate dollar to S. Okay, so because I'm just reading A, B, B, A, and you know that all in the input string should end with a dollar, so I'm concatenating that. Okay, so I'm getting A, B, B, A dollar. Okay, okay, next n is equal to string length of S. So now what is n value? So n value is now what is the size of n equal to, okay, small letter n. So what is n? N equal to 5. Okay, because length is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. N equal to 5. Okay, next insert stack of zeros equal to, so now this is in second array, stack, now insert stack of zeros dollar, stack of 1 is A, okay. So now this is S, first one is S here, S contains A, B, B, A dollar, and stack contains, stack of 0 contains dollar, and stack of 1 contains A, okay. Next is set I equal to 1 and J equal to 0, okay. So I am here, I am written here I equal to 1 and J equal to 0, okay. Next print the stack input, print of this line, okay. Now while 1, okay. Now see here, if stack of I equal to S of J, stack of I equal to S of J. Now what is I? I is 1, right? So what is stack of 1? This is stack of 0, this is stack of 1. So what is stack of 1? Stack of 1 is A, right? Stack of 1 is A, okay. So stack of 1 is A, okay. Now we are checking whether stack of 1 is equal to S of 0. What is S of 0? S of 0 is A, okay. Whether capital letter A is equal to small letter A? No, it is not equal, okay. So see here, I am checking whether stack of 1, this place is equal to S of 0, okay. Since it is not equal, so I am not going inside this if, okay. So I am not going this if. Let me see where that first if is ending. So the first if is ending here. So this is end of first if, okay. So this is end of first if. So I am not going inside the if statement. So I am not executing all these statements, okay. I am not executing all these statements. So end the first if, okay. So this part I will explain later. Anyhow, it is the program that I will explain, okay. But here in the previous step I am checking the condition. So here I am checking the condition whether stack of 1 is equal to S of 0. It is not matching, so I am not going inside the first if, okay. So I am not executing all these statements. I am just skipping this. I am coming where this say end of first if. So this is end of first if. I am just skipping that step, okay. Let me go to the switch part. I am checking stack of I. So what is stack of I? I is 1, right? Stack of 1. So what is stack of 1? Stack of 1 is capital letter A, okay. Now if stack of 1 is capital letter A, row equal to 0, okay. So row equal to 0. Now I got the value of row equal to 0, okay. Next, now case A, okay. Switch S of J. What is the J is 0? What is S of 0? S of 0 is small letter A, okay. If it is small letter A, column equal to 0. So I am taking row equal to 0 and column equal to 0, okay. Now because S of 0 contains A, so row equal to 0, column equal to 0, okay. Now look at here, if table 0 0 0 is null, okay. Now see here, row is 0, column is 0. Now 0 0 0 means what? Okay, let me go to the table, okay. So this is what? Table 0, this is one table, okay. So this is 0 0 0, 0 0 1, okay. This is 0 0 2. So similarly, what is this? 1 0 0, 1 0 1, 1 0 2, okay. So but what condition I am checking here? Table 0 0 0 is null. So what is table 0 0 0? This part, whether this is null? No, right? See, this is 0 0 0, this index is 0 0 0 and this is not a null, okay. So I am not going to this step, okay. I am not going to this step, okay. So I am not going to for this, okay. Else, if table 0 0 0 is absolute, okay. So whether this table 0 0 is absolute? No. So once again, not going to that part. I am not going here, okay. So I am not going here. It is not absolute, okay. So next, otherwise what you should do is, okay, see here, first table 0, it is not null, so I am not executing this. Else if I am not executing this, else what? Else for k equal to, okay. So what I need to execute this part, okay, because if it's not satisfied, else is also not satisfied. Now I am going for the else part, okay. Now what else? What does it else contain? K equal to, okay. So k equal to size row column minus 1. Now there is an array, right? Size row column. Row is 0, column is 0. Size 0 0 is what? 3. Okay. So now here size 0 0 contains 3. So 3 minus 1 is 2. Okay. So what k contains? K contains 2. K equal to 2 and k greater than or equal to 0, okay, and k minus minus. Okay, so next what I'm doing is stack of I. Okay, what is I? I is 1, right? Now stack of 1 equal to table of 0, 0, 2. Okay, so stack of 1 is equal to table of 0, 0, 2. K equal to divide. So what is table 0, 0, 2? 0, 0, 2 is A, right? So here in stack part, here in stack of I. Okay, so I am inserting small letter A. Okay, so next what? Next, so you can see here I gets incremented. Now I becomes 2. Now stack of 2 is equal to table 0, 0, 1. So table 0, 0, 1, what does it contain? Table 0, 0, 1 contains B, right? Capital letter B. Okay, so here I am inserting B. Okay, I am inserting B. Okay, next I gets incremented. I becomes 3 now. Okay, I becomes 3. Now stack of 3 is 0, 0, 3. Okay, now what is 0, 0, 3? 0, 0, 3 contains A, right? So here I am inserting A. Again I am inserting A. Okay, so next what happens is again I gets incremented. I becomes 4. Okay, I becomes 4. Now again k reached to less than 0. So this conditions this will condition will fail, so will come out of the for loop. After coming out of the for loop, I minus minus. So I reached to 4, right? Now I becomes 3. Okay, so now what? Now I becomes 3. Okay, so here I becomes 3 now because I was 4, right? Previously I becomes 3 and j is still 0. J is still 0. So now you are calling the function display I comma j. Okay, that means you are calling display function with the 3 comma 0. So let me go to the first part, that is display function. So I am calling this display function with the parameter integer, that is 3 comma 0. So I is 3, j is 0. For k equal to 0, k less than or equal to 3, you are printing a stack. Okay, that means you are printing the stack from 0 to 3. So what you are printing? 0 to 3. 0, 1, 2, 3, $ABA. So first you are printing $ABA. And next you are printing this part. Okay, next you are printing k equal to 0, k less than 5, you are printing s of k. So s of k is ABBA dollar. So you can look at the output, students. Here you are printing ABBA dollar. Actually I have skipped the first step, so you can add one printf statement. You need to print starting always stack contains what I told, it contains $A, right? So you can print that. Okay, so I have skipped that step. I had started from the second step, $ABA. So you can add the statement, or you can just skip. You can start from here. I hope it is clear, students, how I printed here ABBA dollar. Okay, so this is how I have printed here. Okay, so I was explaining the display part, display function. So I printed stack and s of k. Okay, so now I'll go back to that display part. Here I was explaining this part, so display. Okay, so next I execute this. I'll come to this phase. Okay, so this is end of the else part. Again go to the while. Okay, you need to, where is the while begins, you need to keep on executing this while statement until to while 1. Okay, now what is I? So I is 3, right? So here I is 3 now. Okay, and what is j? J is 0. Okay, now you need to check the condition. The condition is what is stack of 3? Stack of 0, 1 to stack of 3 is A. Okay, and what is s of 0? A. Now A and A is matching, right? So A and A is matching. So if it is matching, enter into the loop. Okay, first. Okay, if condition satisfies. Now you need to do two things, I minus minus and j plus plus. So I minus minus means your I becomes 2. Okay, and what happens to j? J increments, j becomes 1. J becomes 1. I equal to 2 and j equal to 1. Okay, now check the condition. If stack of 2 is equal to $. Stack of 0, stack of 2 is not $. Okay, and s of 1 is also not $. So this second if, I am not executing that second if, I am skipping this second if. Where the second if is ending. So this is end of second end if. Okay, now so look at the third if. If stack of I equal to $, no, it is not condition. It is not satisfying this condition also. So third if, I am not entering to third if. Okay, come back. Okay, so now call the display function. Okay, so now we are calling the display function with what? I equal to 2 and j equal to 1. Okay, we are calling the display function I equal to 2 and j equal to 1. Okay, now go to the display function I equal to 2 and j equal to 1. Okay, so you are printing till I equal to 2. So you can see here till stack of I equal to 2 means you are printing 0, 1, 2. You are calling $AB. Okay, and this we are printing to n. This is no problem. Here next you are printing is $AB. So look at the output, students. So here you are getting $AB. Okay, and here j became 1 right here. So here j is 1, right? So from 1 it will print. Okay, BBA dollar. So here you can see here it is BBA dollar. BBA dollar. Okay. So next, okay. So I return here. So this part I explained. Okay. So this is how it will print. Okay. So next is here it is. Okay, I call the display function in this part. Okay, so now again go back to the while loop. Go back to the while loop here. Now I equal to 2 and j equal to 1. Okay, so again check what is stack of I. Okay, what is stack of I? Stack of I is small letter a, and stack of I is 0, 1, 2, right? The stack of I is small capital letter B, and s of 1 is small letter. So this is not matching. So first step is not matching. So I am not entering the first step. I'll skip that first step. I'll come to this part. Okay, now check the condition stack of I. So what is I now? I equal to 2, right? I equal to 2. Okay, so if I equal to 2, here stack of 2 is capital letter B, so it is row equal to 1. Okay, row equal to 1. And what is j? J is 1. What is s of 1? Small letter b. Okay, so row 1, column 1, because case B is column 1, right? So next is row 1, column 1. Okay, so row 1, column 1. Okay, so now I am printing, I am checking 1, 1, 0. So whether 1, 1, 0 is null, go to the table part. Okay, table part. So this is 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0, 2. So this is 1, 1, 0, right? So what is 1, 1, 0? 1, 1, 0 is B. 1, 1, 0 contain B. So 1, 1, 0 doesn't contain null. 1, 1, 0 doesn't contain epsilon. What does 1, 1, 0 contain? 1, 1, 0 contain B. Okay, so if it is other thing, go to K. So now K 1, 1. What is K 1, 1? K 1, 1 is this is 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 1, 0, 1, 1. So 1, 1 contains 2. Okay, so now 2 minus 1 is 1. Okay, K greater than 0, K minus minus. What is I? Okay, so here we know we have already written what is I. So I is 2, J is 1. Okay, so I is 2 and J equal to 1. So here I equal to 2 and so J equal to 1. Okay, so now again change the stack. So here stack of 2 equal to table 0, 0, 1. Okay, so what is table 0? Sorry, table 1, 1, 1. Okay, so what your table 1, 1 contain? Table 1, 1 contains null, right? So insert it 1, 1 in stack of 2. Again put null. Okay, stack of 2. This stack of 2 again put null. Okay, so next again increment K here, decrement K. So K becomes I increments, I becomes 3 here. Okay, next what is the stack of 3? Stack of 3 contains table 1, 1, 0. So what table 1, 1, 0 contain? Okay, go to the table here 1, 1, 0. So 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 2, 1, 0, 1, 1. Okay, so this is 1, 0. So this is 1, 1. Okay, so it contains capital letter B, right? So capital letter B. So here capital letter B. Okay, so here again, so this is what we are doing. So just trace this, finally you will get the output. Okay, So again you need to decrement the I. Okay, so I will becomes first I was 3, so I becomes 4. Again come out, again you need to decrement, I becomes 3. Okay, so you need to call the function, the display function 3 comma 1. Okay, so again go to the display function 3 comma 1. You can call the display function with the 3 comma 1. Okay, again print the data stack and string. So that time what you will get is stack and string. So here this part you will get. Okay, so stack and string you will get as ABBBA dollar. So similarly continue the definitely will get ABBA dollar, ABB dollar. Okay, and finally you will go to the come to the this part, that is success part. So it says that when stack of I contains dollar and step contains dollar, and finally we are printing success. Okay, thank you.